You need to fix it, no, at any cost. It doesn't matter at this point. Save these programs.
That is the message being sent by students, teachers, and parents to the school board following Harrisburg's proposed cuts to public education funding. This announcement made planning a district-wide budget much more challenging, especially for business manager Mr. Szablowski.
The largest impact was the governor's announcement that he was going to be cutting state subsidy to the Boyertown School District to the tune of about $2.2 million.
As a result of reduced state funding, the district's deficit is at the highest ever in its history, about $6.5 million, forcing the board to eliminate some programs by 100%, such as orchestra, and other programs by 50%, particularly in areas like FCS, music, art, world language, and phys ed, just to name a few. Sports could also be affected, including an activity fee, commonly known as pay-to-play. Sports at the junior high level could be eliminated and mostly cut at the high school level. During a series of meetings this past month, 6 scenarios was set up to see how far the budgetary impact would go. The main issue with taxpayers, educators, and students is the first scenario: no tax increase and no teacher pay freeze. If passed by the school board, life in the Boyertown Area School District as we know it would be dramatically changed. Many are furious about it, and others are pleading with compassion.
So I ask you to look to another alternative, not the slash and burn plan that has been proposed.
There are probably a few members of this board who will not choose to open their eyes and look to alternatives, no matter what is presented.
Also among the eliminations is the Boyertown Planetarium, which since 1973 has given spectators young and old an opportunity to learn about the night sky and related current events. Such closure, says director and BASH astronomy teacher Mr. Dierolf, would be disastrous for Boyertown and beyond.
This facility, this asset, is a powerful public relations tool that speaks very highly of our district to others.
Public input to the school board has been overwhelming, but Superintendent Dr. Dierolf cautions that certain ideas cannot be used, but also that these good ideas can help reduce the deficit.
Unfortunately, a great many of the suggestions that we received would not yield great cost savings, minimal, if any. Every idea is a good idea. We're evaluating every single one, so we are using those suggestions and we're looking for any way to save really and truly every penny.
During the past month, the board did approve some helpful items, among them a budget task force that would involve input by members of the community to resolve the district's budget crisis. There were also a few setbacks, including a pay freeze proposal by the Boyertown Area Education Association, or BAEA, which was sent to the board for a vote. The result?
The proposal has, with great respect to all involved, has been rejected.
When it comes to managing the budget, board members like Ruth Dierolf finds it difficult to see programs possibly cut from the budget.
When Harrisburg cut our funding, we have no money. Nobody has come up with a miracle answer yet.
In an off-camera interview with board president Gwen Simmons, she calls these potential cuts, quote, heart-wrenching, believing that every young person both in the community and around the country deserves a chance at a good education. In that same interview, she says she is for raising taxes reluctantly, saying it's necessary for the students in these tough economic times. Ruth Dierolf is against raising taxes.
Gentleman just here tonight told me, 78 years old, Social Security's not getting increased, and he cannot afford another tax hike or he'll lose his house.
In such times, as Portavani Dominique showed the board at a meeting on April 26th, everyone is working together to solve this crisis.
We are the world. And we are the children. And it's time to make a better place for Boyertown and the community. Thanks.
The fate of life in the Boyertown Area School District is uncertain. In the words of Dr. Betts, preparing for the worst, hoping for the best. Reporting for BASH TV News, I'm Rob Brown.